G'day everyone, welcome back to Luke's Way of Looking. Today we're going to be making some oddboyz. Alrighty, so for oddboyz, you got pain boys, you got mech boys, you got runt herds, and you got weird boys. There are a couple of other ones, I'm not too fussed about those. So just going to focus on these four. We've already covered runt herds in the previous episode, and today we're going to start off with the weird boy. Weird boys have immense psychic power, but very little control over it. Most of the time they just end up exploding. But when they don't explode, they do have some very powerful abilities to assist their allies with. When I thought about this, the image that I had in my head wasn't so much a shaman with a special stick, but a bard with an epic shooty guitar. So yeah, we're making an orc bard. This design actually went through a couple of iterations because I tried to cut some corners the first time around and use a bunch of assets that I'd already created, and the pose that I ended up with was kind of flat. It didn't really feel as epic as I wanted it to feel. And he was kind of boxed in by the speaker stack, which made it harder to read and would have been also very difficult to paint. To fix the issues that I had, I decided to move him up on top of the speakers as a platform to give some more height to the model. Another change that I wanted to make was his headpiece. I wanted it to be a more junky kind of mechanical design rather than a organic skull. As you can see, my design process is very chaotic. Just randomly throwing bits at it until I decide that it looks good. Which, to be fair, is pretty much my method for designing most things. Eventually, I bit the bullet and went back into ZBrush to reposition the arm. I wanted it to have a bit of a cooler pose, so now he's really rocking out. And I put together a new design for the guitar. The final version of that you can see in the render coming up. I have actually already printed and painted this one. So here you go. There he is. And I'll also throw in a few of his friends from the last episode. Got it spinning in the opposite direction, just to annoy you. So it would seem we've got 2 oddboyz left to design. Good thing I made these guys then. But Luke, didn't you just say you only have 2 oddboyz left? Why is there 4 dudes on the screen? Well, let's discuss. First up, in Orks that I forgot to record myself designing, is the Pain Boy. Pain Boys are orcs that wander the battlefield, cutting bits off, putting new bits on, and generally making better orcs. Although this is rarely at the behest of the patient, as a Pain Boy is still an orc after all. So to help him do his job as a mad surgeon, a Pain Boy has a few tools. Of course, he has the syringe, a power claw, and something ominously labelled Doc's tools. So on his back, I've put a spare canister for the syringe, a giant scalpel knife thing because orcs are not precise, and a rolled up sack of assorted unnamed implements of pain. I know that the power claw is designed for melee combat, but I like to think it would also be used for holding down an unwitting orc as he's jabbed with an syringe. Now, mech boys. I made 2 because I wanted 2 different designs, and the reason that there's a 3rd design is because they can get bigger, which we'll get to in a moment. Mech boys are essentially orc mechanics. Although instead of precision engineering, they tend to go for haphazardly throwing something together and hoping that it works. Which most of the time it does, because orc technology is powered by psychic energy and not really because it was designed to work. That being said, mechs tend to keep the better tech for themselves, whilst also having the ability to fix things that are broken. So not only do they have a wrench, but also a upgraded slugger and some weird power adapter / welding implement / I don't know, I just wanted to have some cables coming out of their backpack type of thing. And the second mech design is just a variation of the first one, where instead of holding the wrench, he is holding the power adapter. And finally, we have the big mech, which is essentially a knob-sized version of a mech boy. And because they're a lot bigger, they can carry a lot more nice shiny things. So, the big mech has a power claw, as well as a custom mega blaster and a welding arm coming out of his backpack. He also has a little bit more armor, and I really liked the way he looked with the iron jaw. So there you have it, a bunch of different designs for some oddboyz,
and the little grot oiler that goes with the big mech or the mechs, and the grot orderly which goes with the pain boy. I'm still in the process of setting up a few things, but I do have my Instagram available for you all to check out in the description below. I'm going to be posting there pretty regularly, just about behind the scenes stuff, painting, any other projects I'm working on. So if that sounds interesting to you, go and check that out. Otherwise, thanks for watching another episode, and I'll catch you all in the next one.